Welcome to your first look. Yes, we are at the Wick 338. It's one of my favorite stops in all of Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Jason Weigandt here to take you through it here on Racer X. They have the sign back there that says, "This is no highway." This track will be as rough as they could possibly make it because we have the heart and soul, the OGs of this racetrack, own, operate, put this event together. I'm talking Keith Johnson, John Dowd, Doug Henry, and Mike Treadwell. They'll beat you up if they see you in a bar. They're tougher than you. They're gnarlier than you. They've logged more laps on this track than you or anybody else, and they are the principal guys that make sure this Southwick National clicks. So we had it off the schedule for a couple of years. We've not only brought it back, but it's not a situation where he's going to say, yeah, but remember what Southwick used to be like? No one knows what Southwick used to be like more than the guys operating this race. So I love to come here. Plus, these fans are absolutely rabid. So we're going to preview what's coming up for round 6 of the series here this weekend, 450 and 250 class on our show. First, we'll talk 450 class. There's been like a big 4 from the beginning of the year, right? Roxon, Anderson, Sexton, Tomac. But other riders are trying to bust in and get in on that battle. And we actually saw signs of that at RedBud. How about Max Anstey was running top 6, had bike problems. I talked to his team, Firepower Honda. It was a clutch. They've got it fixed. They've done, I think, 2.5 hours on a clutch this week to make sure they're ready. And Max is awesome in sand, so watch for him. We got Ryan Dungey getting better every weekend. Watch for him. And how about Joey Savatgy? Legit straight up on the podium in a moto last week, and he's looking for more. We talked to him earlier.
Beautiful Southwick, baby. Mass.
Big B just hooked you up.
Dude, Big B, the GOAT out here just grinding. Making me some pasta on this lovely Friday afternoon. Just trying to get tuned up for the weekend, baby.
All right, so obviously last weekend, really great result at first moto. Second moto, still really good overall weekend.
Yep.
Are you still kind of off high from it?
I mean, no. Obviously, it was really good, but as we've learned in this sport, it's very quickly forgotten about. So, I have a job to do, and it's to try to do it again. So, obviously, that sets the bar pretty high. But, good starts go a long way right now. So, if I can continue to get good starts and at least put myself up there, I believe that I still have a lot of room to learn. Obviously, I don't plan on just something clicking and start winning by any means. I got to be realistic with myself. But if I can keep myself around that top 5 area, I think that's a good place to be, and we'll just continue to build from that. So we'll just go grip it and rip it.
And here's a reminder that First Look is brought to you by 60 Helmets, dedicated to the relentless pursuit of better brain protection. 60's patented Omni-Directional Suspension technology provides protection capabilities unmatched by any other helmet design. Established in 2011, 60 is the technological leader in both motorcycle and bicycle helmet design. Welcome back to the show. Here we're bringing in Mitch Kendra making his debut. Mitch is behind the scenes, the Mitchatron, making sure that everything on RacerX Online is posted correctly, fixing my mistakes. He's brought his reporter's notebook. He's even got a camera. He's giving us all the angles, all the edges. So let's talk 450 class. A couple of angles we want to talk about here, specifically the budding Tomac Sexton battle on top of the series.
Yeah, so obviously Tomac's won 3 of the last 4 motos. He has the last 2 overall wins. And we looked at some stats of that, of the first 50 years of pro motocross. The first two overall wins in the premier class has gone on to win the championship 30 of those seasons. So it doesn't necessarily guarantee that Tomac's going to get it because Sexton's been riding so well, but it does bode well for him. But then, as you mentioned, Sexton, he's been on the moto podium 9 out of the 10 motos, and his other finish was 4th place at Thunder Valley. So he's not going to give it up easily. With 7 points between them, there could be a little bit of a shakeup this weekend, but so far everything's been great.
Yeah, it's interesting. So that's right. 30 out of 50 seasons, the first to 2 wins gets the title, and that's Tomac with the first to 2 wins. But look, the story on Sexton since the moment he got on a 450, Mitch, was he's fast, but he crashes too much. Okay, yeah, that one mistake at Thunder Valley, but otherwise he's been pretty darn solid.
Yeah, he's been riding pretty smooth, and maybe he doesn't have that pace the last couple races with Eli, but he hasn't had those mistakes that have cost him big. Yeah. And like I said, still holding the points lead for the first time, really. So it's been impressive to see him keep continuing to keep with the points lead and just keep riding really well and not pushing it and costing him big time.
Okay, so on the other hand, we see how quickly things can change in the 250 class. You are our eyewitness. You were next to the track at RedBud shooting photos, and then you saw this whole Jet Lawrence thing unfold when the bike blew up. What did you see there? Yeah,
so obviously frustrating day because he had possibly another moto win in hand, and then his bike just cut out. I was right on the edge of the track. I was ran around the turn like Usain Bolt ran a 200-meter dash. And then just he turned around. He was disappointed. He took his goggles off. I was waiting for him to take his helmet off real slowly. He kind of started to push it up, and I was waiting to see, like, please don't slam the helmet down. Please don't slam the helmet down. I had the camera ready just in case. He just casually took it off and, was walking back. He was frustrated, obviously, but there could have been a lot worse of a situation going on there. And,
But tell about the fan. Tell about the fan.
So he didn't slam the bike down, didn't slam the helmet down, which is good. And then we're walking back, and, it's just he's frustrated. A fan throws a water bottle at him, and I'm kind of like, who's throwing this water bottle at him right now? Like, it's got to be frustrating for him. And then Jet, everybody kind of look around to see who the culprit was, and then Jet turns around and the guy says, "Hey, Jet, drink the water." So he turns around, picks up the water. He has he's 18 years old. He's got smart enough to realize what's going on there. He picks the water up, starts drinking it, then dumps it on himself to cool off. And I thought it was a pretty cool moment. Like, the fans on the TV broadcast don't get to see that, unfortunately, but like I said, pretty calm and cool and collected for everything that was going on. Lost the race lead, Ross lost the moto, lost the points lead. It's just like, man, that was unfortunate. And like I said, keeping cool and calm and collected, was able to pick up that water bottle, take a drink of it, dump it on himself. It was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, and it ended up being a mixed day because you could argue that the second moto at RedBud was Jet's best moto of the year, and you could sense that with Hunter Lawrence. You talked to him in the press conference. Hunter said mixed emotions. Hunter takes the points lead. That's cool. He was not happy the way that second moto went because Jet walked him that time. And as recently a high point, Hunter could give him a run.
Yeah, and he said it was bittersweet, Hunter, because obviously he didn't feel like he was riding to his potential. And then, like you said, getting beat by Jet in the second race there. But he said it was bittersweet because he wasn't riding great, but he still had the points lead. So he's like, he can't complain. He's had the points lead in AMA Supercross before, but this is the first time in Pro Motocross with him with the red plate. We're coming here. We won 1-1 last year for his first overall win. So really things could bode well for him, obviously, heading into this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And don't forget the momentum that their buddy Joe Shimoda has. And I'll throw one other name at you. Michael Mosman's been fast at every race this year. Sometimes you don't see him up front. He's had bike problems and crashes. He led some laps at Southwick last year. I'll throw his name in the mix too. Let's get an update from a couple of our top 250 boys from last week and their thoughts on Southwick.
This is the site of your first overall podium last year, I believe, right? And then obviously coming off the weekend you had last weekend. How confident are you heading into this weekend's race and just, I guess, comfortability from last year and then come back to somewhere you're on the same bike and everything as last year kind of. So can you talk a little bit about that?
For sure, like the confidence wise, like higher than normal, because the race that I won was like not the same as Supercross when I won, because I didn't start first. I have to work my way up to get first, so that's why it's kind of it was a good feeling, like that makes you more confident on yourself, and I feel like hopefully I can do it again.
We're at the Wick 338 Southwick. This is kind of, I guess you could say, like America's Lommel. It's kind of one of the only sand races we have, so it's cool. It's not full deep sand. It's kind of a hard packed base with sand on top, I guess you could call it, but looking forward to it. Got the red plate, feeling good. Went 1-1 last year, hoping to just, recreate that day tomorrow. So go and get the juices flowing and just get all loose out there,
I'll say, so obviously sand track.
Yeah.
Any drastic changes to the bike this weekend? Or?
No, except I might beat the crap out of my idiot brother before he gets on the track. Look at the dumb shoes he bought today.
Yeah. Michael Jackson, baby.
It's an idiot. So, yeah. Are we good? Was it out of the system? So that's the other half brain cell I got to deal with during the week and on the way to and from the tracks. What was the question? Have we changed anything? We changed anything? Right, change anything. We took a stab last week for RedBud, which in my opinion was a bit of a crap weekend on my behalf, riding wise. In my eyes, I gave 6 points up, and so we went back on our stuff, went back a little bit similar to where we were before RedBud. So nothing crazy, just back closer to the base and a little adjustment what we think should help us in the sand.
Okay, that's going to do it for our show. Thanks to Shimoda and Hunter for hanging out with us a little bit and giving us some scoop. But if we're going to come to the New England area, we got to do it right. I don't know if you know this, but there's actually rules. Thank you, Tom. You cannot go 1,000 feet in New England without seeing a Dunkin Donuts logo. That's actually a rule. You bought 50 of these this morning? Thank you.
Yeah, we're running pretty low right now.
That's kind of shocking how few are left. And he's been sitting in the press tent. It's been humid and 95 degrees all day. But even Tom Brady, probably the most healthy human being on the planet, every time he did the press conferences with the Patriots, always had the Dunkin logo behind him. Some of England's finest.
Yeah, they're great donuts.
They are pretty good.
I figure the first time we get Mitch on the show, I want to have a mouthful of donut and then have him talk.
They're good, but they're pretty good, but they're kind of stale right now.
That's what 6 hours in the press tent will do.
You know, I could use a twisted tea, or actually, I could probably use a Monster right now.
I was gonna say a nice coffee would bode well, but yeah, twisted tea works fine.
That's our post show. We'll see you tomorrow. We got to wait about 26 hours for that. See you Saturday.